we please talk about this Joker movie? Please. Can we just... I don't even know where to begin. Like, I got no script right now. Like, I'm just going off the top of my head right now. First off, I just want to say, wow, what a performance. Joaquin Phoenix, what a performance, bro. You know, I saw a lot of interviews which I didn't like the Jimmy Kimmel interview. I did not like that. I thought that was such a dick move for them to show that. People are saying it's a work, and people are saying, you know, Phoenix already knew that they were gonna show that. Still, I don't think that was really nice to show. Like, you know what I mean? That's just not a good look to show. Like, you could tell he was a little uncomfortable with them showing that. But anyways, I've seen so many interviews and all kinds of stuff, and you know, a lot of people are comparing it to Heath Ledger, understandably so. That's one of the greatest performances I've ever seen, period. Let alone comic book character, you know what I'm saying? People recognize Heath Ledger's Joker as the Joker, you know what I mean? I think it's a little unfair though to compare, because Heath Ledger was a supporting role, you know? Imagine if he had a whole movie to himself. I've seen a lot of reviews, and this one guy was saying how Joaquin Phoenix is not really playing a Joker. He's not really playing the Joker until the end of the movie. I thought that was pretty interesting, because I disagree. I think he doesn't have to necessarily have the clown, have the makeup and the green dye, you know, and all that stuff to necessarily be the Joker. You know, it's his origin story. It's him. That is the Joker before he becomes the Joker, you know? Like, I know he's mostly Arthur Fleck in this film, but I don't even know where to begin. Seriously. I'll say what I really loved about the movie. I loved how they gradually evolved his character from beginning all the way to the end. You empathize with this character. For someone to be so psychotic and crazy and a monster, for you to feel bad for him, it's rare in a comic book movie, you know? And I don't even consider this a comic book movie. Like, it's really humanized. That character is so humanized that you really, really feel for him. And it's just crazy. Especially, can we please talk about this end? I don't even want to talk about the ending scene yet. The movie pretty much starts off with him, you know, he's a regular clown worker. He works in front of, you know, local businesses, saying, oh, come inside, you know, with the sign and everything. He gets jumped by a bunch of little kids, and scene by scene, you're seeing how realistic this character can be. You know what I mean? Like, it's not something that is unbelievable. Like a lot of comic book villains or a lot of comic book characters where it's just like, eh. Like, Todd Phillips did such a great job with showing that condition that he has. That was such a great idea for them to put that in this movie, because you feel for him. It's crazy how fucked up this guy's life is. It could be worse, but you can see how shitty it is, you know? He grew up, his mom is sick, he's taking care of his mom, nobody's paying him any attention, you know? He feels like he just doesn't get the love, you know? He doesn't feel it. He watches that show that Robert De Niro is on, I forgot the name of it, but he dreams himself, you know, being on that show and getting the love, you know, from a dad that he never really had, you know? He goes, Robert De Niro brings him down, gets the hug, you know, he dreams of that. It's cool to see, and you really empathize. Like I said, you really empathize for him. The weakest point I would say in this movie is the relationship that he has with the neighbor. I felt like that was kind of weak. They didn't really, I don't know, it kind of felt like an afterthought a little bit, you know, and then they didn't really go too much into it. That's whatever, you know. And also the whole trying to make it into the Batman universe, that kind of like the ending where, you know, Bruce Wayne's parents kind of felt like a little afterthought, you know. We gotta put some Batman in there, you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't say it doesn't deserve a sequel, but I personally wouldn't want a sequel from this. I mean, Joaquin Phoenix already said no, pretty much. Todd Phillips already pretty much said no. I don't think it doesn't need a sequel. It should just be a standalone masterpiece. This movie is great. You can really just see the progression, you know, scene by scene of his character. It's crazy how the mom tells him, don't you gotta be funny to be a comedian, you know? So that was interesting, because there's so many theories behind this movie. Was it all in his head? Was she ever really nice to him? Because a lot of things, you know, the narration, it's hard to trust him, you know, because he is the Joker. So that's why I love this movie so much, because you never really know what's gonna happen. You know, it's very unpredictable, especially that scene where the two other his co-workers came into the house. That is like the pinnacle. That is the epitome of the Joker. Like, that is the Joker. Like, he started asking him some questions that he didn't really want. You know, shut up, bro. I'm like, yeah. You know, hit him with, you know what I'm saying? Like, the poor midget, bro. Like, you really didn't know if he was gonna kill the midget or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how it's like, yo, don't tell me he's gonna kill him, bro. And then even the top lock, like, did he do that on purpose? Is he gonna kill both of them? But then when he's about to leave, he's like, all right, you were always nice to me. Gives him a kiss, and that was so cool. I like that part because this guy's crazy, you know? I feel like the movie really kicks into high gear with that train scene. You know, he's laughing uncontrollably, and you know, you kind of feel for him because it's like, you know, he's not really trying to laugh. You know, it's a condition. He sticks up for himself, and that's when he really comes into his own. You know, he kills the two guys, and then the guy in the train and the other cart finally kills him, and then I feel like that's when he really became, I don't know, he felt powerful, you know, he felt like special. I love that little twist they did with the mom and the letter and the whole adoption thing. That was a whole nother, like, yo, is he Bruce Wayne's half brother? Like, what are they gonna do with this, you know? So that when he put on the disguise thing in the theater, and then he saw Thomas Wayne in the bathroom, and that scene was so good. So good. He's like, you think this is a joke? I never slept with your mom. That's when he found out he was adopted, you know? So he's like going even more crazy, like, what? So he went to get papers that, you know, adoption papers, whatever, steals that shit, runs, and then he sees that he really is adopted. So now it's like, damn, is that even his name? Is Arthur Fleck, like, who is this guy? When he goes to Bruce Wayne's house and puts his hands around, like, shit, if I seen that with my son, I'm going crazy, bro. That scene where he's in the hospital, he's just like, now, you know, it's really all just a comedy or whatever, and you know, strangles his mom. It's like, whoa, this movie just progresses. It puts you on the edge of your seat every scene. It just gets better and better. Once he puts that green dye on his hair, that's when the movie really, shit's about to go down. Then when he gets that call to get onto the show, such a beautiful scene where he reenacts, you know, him coming onto that talk show. He's watching a clip, so he pretends that he's the guest. He opens the curtain, starts dancing, you know, he sits down, and then he pretends, you know, like he pretends he's on the show. That was a beautiful scene. Yeah, you know, he's like reenacting. He doesn't really know. You want to hear a joke? Takes the gun out. I'm thinking like, damn, is this movie gonna end like that? Is he just gonna kill himself? Then when he's in the makeup room, Robert De Niro comes in and is like, hey, one of his crew members is like, I don't know if he should wear that, because, you know, throughout the movie, after he killed those guys on the train, everybody in the town was wearing the clown masks, protesting. You know, they didn't know who did the killing, you know? So they're protesting against it, you know, so they're like, it's gonna cause controversy on the show, I don't know. And then he's just like, you know, that's just me. And then Robert De Niro's like, that's his thing, let him go, whatever. So I'm like, oh man, this is about to go down. He gets on the show, does his little dance, and by the way, Robert De Niro's performance was, as usual, so good as being a talk show host. Like, that's crazy. Anyways, he gets on. Before he even sits down, he kisses that lady in the mouth. Like, just pure Joker fashion. Sits down. Shit starts to escalate. Robert De Niro was just provoking him the whole time, you know, without him ever really realizing. I'm like, yo, is he gonna whip out the gun? Whips out the book. Knock, knock. You took that long for that, pal. Sound like that, whatever. Shit just start getting crazier and crazier and crazier. You can see the producer guy in the back, like, cut it. You know what I mean? Shit just escalates, and then you get what you deserve. Boom! Boom! Airs him out, live TV. Everybody going crazy. He gets up, goes on into the camera, boom. And now, let's talk about probably the most memorable, my favorite freaking scene that I've ever could have witnessed in a theater, bro. Like, I will never forget this scene. Like, it's engraved in my brain. I've been constantly watching that same clip of people's reactions in the theater. He gets hit by the ambulance, right? Before that, the cops are, you know, they're driving around. There's a whole riot going on, and he's, you know, the Joker's laughing. And he's like, what the fuck you laughing at? Like, you caused all this. And then he's just like, I know, isn't it beautiful? And it's like, it's just, and then he gets hit by the ambulance thing. This is where it was not confusing, but, you know, really thought-provoking, because it's like, damn, is any of this really real? Because it kind of felt like that was meant to happen, you know? And then the two guys get out the car that were driving, the passenger, like, they're wearing the masks as if they knew the Joker was in there, you know? So it's like, people think anything past that didn't happen because they think that he died in the car. It seems a little unrealistic for him to just get out and everybody's cheering for him, you know? So maybe that's just what he wants to dream about, what he thinks, whatever. There's all kinds of shit. But that scene where everybody's cheering and he puts the... Goosebumps, bro. Goosebumps. Everybody in my theater was... Woo! Going crazy. Going crazy. I think, honestly, that should have been the end of the movie, but... And then they kind of showed the, you know, Bruce Wayne and you know his parents get killed by some random, we don't know who that is. So that was like, so I'm thinking like, damn, because the next scene he's talking to that, you know, he's in the asylum, whatever, with that lady. You see him think about, you know, the Bruce Wayne, whatever, his parents dying. It's like, how does he know that? You know what I mean? Like, how did he know that that happened? Was it all a dream, you know? Because he's like, you wouldn't get it. He thought it was funny. And then, but anyways, you know, him running with the blood on the under his shoes, like, this guy killed her too. And then you just see like the sun. It's a lot of little things like that, very symbolic, you know? It's like, what exactly does that mean? Is that like a heaven or something? Like, this, you could go deep into it, but I love like all the theories and all the different talks. Either way, man, I'm definitely gonna watch this movie again, probably later on today. You know, doing this review, I've only seen it once, but I'm probably gonna see this shit like 5 times. This shit is that good, bro. If he don't get an Oscar, I could just see the nominations, like Joaquin Phoenix, Joker, and then they show a little clip and like they, you know, goes back to him and he's just like, everybody's clapping it. Check you guys in the next video, man. Peace.